Oh, no. Here's the mindful man reading his last chapter of his book. Emily was relieved and delighted with the news, and it gave her the impetus to say what was on her mind. She knew that there was a bond between them that was beautiful. They fitted together like keys on a piano, each one complementing the other. That night she couldn't sleep with excitement about what she was going to see and do. Although it was usually the male prerogative to ask the lady for a hand in marriage, she decided to take the initiative. The next day they walked along the cobbled streets into town. The snow was thankfully melting and the sun was shining. A good sign, she thought. He was in such a dream world, and when she clasped his hand tenderly, he jumped. His mouth fell open when she slowly spoke the fateful words. Emily looked into his eyes for clues as the clock on the wall slowly ticked. It hadn't occurred to her that he could say no. Finally, he answered yes. And then they fell into each other's arms. They went back and told Anne's parents, who were delighted that Simon had found happiness again. He had been apprehensive at their reaction, but thankfully he had nothing to worry about. All they wanted was for him to be happy. The next few days flew by in a whirl of activity as everything was organized and lists of everything were made. Spring was slowly coming round the corner and the daffodils were appearing like positive omens. The bluebells were blooming in the fields, and it was as if an artist had splashed the world with colour from his palette. As they walked together with Sandy happily, panting beside him, Simon couldn't help ruminating on everything that they had gone through. They had definitely been on a rollicking long journey. Sandy lapped at the water in the stream, and this time the water flowed quickly, and the minnows were too fast for Sandy's tired paws. Finally, the evening drew in as they walked home, satisfied but tired. The day of the wedding began and ended with a hive of activity. Although they wanted a quiet day, with just close friends and family, it was still hectic for those around them. Presents and parcels arrived, and the small church was bursting with people as an organ played and people fidgeted in their seats in a sea of suits and summer frocks. We are gathered here today, the vicar intoned, and it felt like a dream to Simon, a special dream. He couldn't believe he was going to marry such a beautiful, caring woman. Each moment was special and beautiful, and he hoped he could remember every detail forever. From the white wedding dress to the joy on Emily's face to the flash of the diamond ring on her finger. Then they climbed into the limousine, brushing the confetti from their clothes, as Sandy barked happily in the back as they sped off over the cobbled streets to an exciting golden future. That's the end from The Mindful Man. My book's on Amazon KDP. I'm now going to read my next book, which will be a lot easier to follow.